Team USA's training camp was revealing. Weeraphon Wichuma exceeds his world record, and Solfrid Koanda is ready for new personal bests. All of that and more in this week's episode of the Weightlifting House News Show. And if you haven't already, do check out weightliftinghouse.com. Last week we surpassed 2,000 reviews on the website in about 14 months. 4.9 star average rating. Absolutely thrilled to see the community showing out in such a strong way, trusting these products and realizing when they get them that they're incredible, honestly. Go check them out if you haven't already. I promise you won't regret it. And you can get 10% off your first order right now at weightliftinghouse.com. So click the link down below to start lifting like the best. Our products are chosen by champions. Let's kick off with Team USA. They had a bit of a training camp. It's like a pre-Pan Am training camp. Pan Ams, of course, take place 27th to the 1st of April to May, so less than a month to go now until they kick off. And Team USA is looking pretty damn good. We're going to kick things off with Miranda Ulrey, who some of you might have just seen became an official Weightlifting House athlete a few days ago, so you can go support her. You can show her extra support actually by using the link in her bio. But yeah, we're so pleased to have her on the roster. She's incredible. As a 53 kilo weightlifter in training, she just snatched 97 kilos and then clean and jerked 118 kilos. I mean, it's always worth putting this into perspective on a global sort of level. The winning snatch at Worlds last year in her category was Mahela Kambe with 94. She just did 97. 118 would have been easily a silver. I mean, she'd have been behind North Korea, and whoever China then decides to send at 53. Miranda is incredible. This point in her career is just like skyrocketing. So yeah, huge shout out to her. Next up, and actually the way we're doing this news show is we're going light to heavy. That's how we're doing all of this. Lightest to heaviest, starting off with Team USA and then doing the rest of the world. Hampton Morris, Team USA under 65. He just did a 187 kilo clean and jerk. Is that a PR? I feel like that might be a PR. He didn't say that it was in the post, but I think it might be. His world record is 181 at 65. He did 176 at 61. 187. I know he's jerked, 190. He might have even cleaned it, but I think it could be a PR. Then we've got Caden Cahoy, who is going to be moving up to 85, but he's sticking at 79 right now for this Pan Ams. And, I mean, he just looks good. He just looks strong. He hit a 200 kilo clean and jerk. And it looked like, the clean doesn't look that hard. I'm sure he's one of those guys where, once it starts getting a couple of kilos heavier, like the brakes just turn on. But, 205. I think that's the world record, right? 205 anyway. Wait, what's the world record? I have to apologise, these world records are just changing so much at the moment. It's 205, yeah. Rizky Jinsey did that at the Southeast Asian Games. I think he's capable of that. He then did a 155 snatch, which looked great. He's not capable of a snatch world record. He'd need like 168 to beat Abdo, which isn't going to happen. But yeah, he's looking great at 79. Then we have Queen Reeves, Olivia Reeves, Olympic champ, two-time world champ. Just a pretty easy day for her. 123 snatch, that equals her world record. As a 77. She did it. She's now a 69. And then 150 in the clean and jerk. It's worth bearing in mind, those two lifts, when she competes at the Pan Ams, her goal will be to set world records at 69. They're currently all held by Songkuk Yang, 120, 150. Clearly, she's capable of beating both of them. I mean, 123 for sure, 151. I mean, she's clearly going to be able to do those numbers. I mean, what did she do the other day? 25, 55, was it? At, is that what she did? At Rogue? Not Rogue, sorry. At the Rogue Invitational thing at the Arnold. But whatever she hits, she has to hit it just heavy enough so that the Asian Championships, which have been moved and delayed, which are happening a week after Pan Ams, or a week and a half, they're too high for Songkuk Yang to get. Because once these Continentals are done, in the summer the weight classes will change and whoever holds the world record will hold the world record forever in that category. And obviously they both want to do that. So it's not just a case of 121, 151. It might be a case of 124, 156 or something like that to really put it out of reach for Songkuk Yang. But who knows? She looks amazing. She's looking very good. And then we have Kolbi Ferguson, 110 kilo weightlifter. He's looking great. He just hit 210 for a single, which is easy. I mean, a few weeks ago, I think we looked at his 210 clean jerk, which is great. He did 210, jumped to 230, crazy. Took 2 attempts at it there, cleaned it both times, missed the jerk both times. But like, I keep getting so many messages from people about him. He's such a hot commodity at the moment because he doesn't have his own social media account. So there's so little content of him out there. And when it happens, it gets shared around and sent around a lot. But the smoothness with which he's cleaning these 230s is no different to watching Akbar clean 230. It looks easier than Ruslan, Uncle Russ. It looks easier than Liu Hanhua, Olympic champ. The only person who can clean 230 and make it look so easy is Akbar. Yeah, it is. But then Akbar can jerk it basically every time, and Kolbi can't. I mean, he can jerk it. He has done 232, and it's coming up on a year now. In fact, it might be a year almost to the day where Kolbi did 230 for the first time near here, where I was filming him over in the UK. But he looks great. He looks really, really good. And then finally, let's go for Mary Tyson Lappin, Team USA, plus 86. She did a 120 kilo hip snatch. I think she also did a big high hand clean or hip clean or something like that. But the hip snatch, 120, I mean, there's a lot of like boom oscillation, which she's not going to get that exact same movement when she does actually snatch from the floor. But still, I mean, to turn over and catch and build a conversation with 120 kind of rates, 2 red slabs, is very big. So these 6 athletes plus more from the USA are, I mean, these 6 should, other than Caden, should run away with the gold at Pan Ams. Caden will have a battle with Julio Mayora, who he lost out to last year. Julio beat him, the Venezuelan. So he's not going to run away with it, but he's capable of it. And there are other Americans who are capable of it too. So I think they're going to dominate at this year's Pan Ams. Moving on to the rest of the world. Starting off with the smallest, building up. Andreea De La Herran, Mexico, 48, used to be 49. Her best clean and jerk is 101. Li Wenwen. Her clean and jerk best is 101. So imagine my surprise when she posted a 115 kilo block clean. I think for like a couple of singles as well. She did maybe 105, 110 and 115 for a few. I mean, that's 15% over her best international clean and jerk. And that clean and jerk is from Norway Worlds last year. So it's not like, you know, it's literally since then she's put on that level of strength. So that's very cool. Then moving over to the men's side in the 65s, we have Ivan Dimov, absolute beast from Bulgaria. You may know him as the least strong-looking weightlifter in the world. I know him as Ivan Dimov. And he just snatched 145 kilos. 145. That is equal to the gold medal winning snatch, right, from Worlds, from Mohamed Ozbek, who he will be facing at the European Championships in a week or so, which, by the way, you can get your tickets to now at Weightlifting House TV. I'll put a link to that down below. April 19th to 26th. We will be streaming every single session, live and on demand, commentary on all A sessions. We'll be posting on Instagram. We'll have results and a sort of like updates hub at weightliftinghouse.com. We'll be posting on YouTube, all the coverage. It's going to be an incredible competition. More on that over the coming days. Actually, you'll see. We'll be posting a few bits and pieces to YouTube for you all. But 145, Ivan Dimov, crazy. So his battle then is going to be against Ozbek and the returning Sergio Massidda from Italy. You can check out the interview we did with Sergio. It's at weightliftinghouse.com. There was early access to it on our email because we do our weekly email. So if you're not signed up to that, do so now. There's a link down below to sign up to the email. Sergio Massidda just did 140. So it's no 145, but it's pretty close. I would feel more confident on Dimov, honestly, than Sergio Massidda in the snatch. Sergio Massidda is stunning in the way that he moves, but he is kind of inconsistent. It's almost like he's too vertical in his positions. He's not got enough sort of lateral limbs in the bottom of the snatch. He just folds up like a vertical deck chair, and so if that bar is at all forward or backwards, he just misses it behind or forwards. Dimov is a little bit more, knees are way out over his toes. He's got a little bit more inclined torso. He can move forward and backwards to save the lift a little bit better. So I think Dimov will have him in the snatch. Clean and jerk, not so sure. Massidda's just got a massive squat, but their battle with the world champion Ozbek is going to be incredible. Over to, well, he's a 71, but he competed at Korean Nationals as a 70 because that will be the upcoming weight class soon. It's Lee Sang-yeon, one of the most popular weightlifters in the world, in part due to his physique, in part due to his crazy training and his incredible strength. He just hit 182 kilo clean and jerk, that's 400 pounds. Obviously, we saw him at the end of the last quad making an attempt over Park Joo-yeol, was it, to get the Olympic spot for Korea. He wasn't able to do it, but he pushed himself up a weight category and definitely up in terms of how strong he was. But he's back, so that's exciting. Next up, one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, Albert Ian from the Philippines, 71, junior world record holder in the clean and jerk. He did a snatch balance at, okay, so he's 71. He's a 71. The world record is 160. He did 160, 170, 180. I mean, his competition best is 137. In the clean and jerk, 185. That was a junior world record, I think. Whether or not it still is, I can't remember. 180 snatch balance, and it looks so perfect. He really is the real deal. He's going to be a massive name over this coming quad, especially when he starts pushing up that snatch a little bit as well. Speaking of 71s, we have the, at one point for a brief moment, world record holder and European champion, don't forget, European record holder, Yusuf Genc from Turkey. 150 snatch he just did in training and a 185 clean and jerk. Don't forget, a while ago he said, if I don't do 160, 200 this year, I'm going to retire. So, I mean, he's going to have to go up to 75 to do it, but if he does, whew, he'll be pretty dangerous. I mean, I kind of believe that he could at that sort of body weight. It's possible, but it's going to be a limit for him. But he looks good now heading into Europeans. And I think he should win that 71 kilo class. Speaking of 71s, we have the Irish weightlifter Harrison McGrogan. He did a 170 kilo split jerk. I know it's not quite the same level, but he's very strong. He's progressing quick, and he's a bit of an outlier within Ireland. So huge shout out to Harrison for hitting that 170. And then the most impressive of the 71s, Weeraphon Wichuma, world champion, world record holder in the clean and jerk in total. He's a 71. He just competed as a 79, but he weighed 75, and he did a 199 kilo clean and jerk. That is 4 kilos over his own clean and jerk world record. So I think he did the 194 world record in Norway, but then at the, I guess it was the Southeast Asian Games, he did 195 to break it and set a total world record too. So now 199. It's a kilo more than he made at the Olympic Games. I think he did 198 there as a 73. So, you know, it's not quite as impressive. It's almost, I mean, 199 at 75 versus 198 at 73. There's not much in it, but it's not his best ever clean and jerk, but it is his heaviest ever clean and jerk. So really, really good stuff. He also snatched 155, which is, I think, within a kilo of his best ever snatch. Weeraphon Wichuma is back this quad in a big way. Bumping up a weight class now, and we go to Abdo Younes, 79, 88. What is he? Who knows? He's going to be an 85. He did 172 for 2 singles in the snatch, which, bear in mind, if he's a 79, that's already like 4 kilos over his own world record, or 5. If he's an 88, weighing really light, then it's not a world record, but it's 2 massive snatches. He then sent me a 173 no foot snatch. I don't know why he sent it to me, because he then posted it online. I think it's now available for everybody to see, so this is hardly breaking news anymore. But 173 no foot snatch in the technical tee and the unbelievable leggings, and I think our elite belt as well, so you can look like Abdo if you want to, at weightliftinghouse.com, 10% off on your first purchase. Moving over now to the women's side at 69, we have Olivia Selemaia, New Zealand. She just did a 105 kilo snatch. She's looking better and better as well. I think she might have posted this week a 120 clean and jerk as well, rocking our 90s flares, which is cool to see. So yeah, just getting better and better. I don't know when Oceania Championships are. Let's take a quick look. April 27th, exactly the same starting date as Pan Am's. And then we have the Colombian world champ at 88, Yeison Lopez, a 210 kilo clean and jerk in some sort of competition. Not sure what it was, but a big lift there from him. I don't know what he hit in the snatch. I couldn't get any information about that, but still 210 to be hitting that within, 5 kilos of the world record. Very, very strong. Now to the women's side again, 86 kilo Olympic champ, world champ Solfrid Koanda hit a 117 kilo snatch double, a 121 kilo single, and then a 125 single. And I messaged her and I said, 125, is that a PR? And she said, no, it's not a PR. And I said, oh, what is your PR? And she said, well, I've hit 125 before, so it's equal to my PR. So it is basically at her top level that we've ever seen. But she said, 113 coming at some point. I think she said that. Let me just check. Bear with me, folks. Okay, Solfrid. Yes. Okay, she did. She said, hopefully 130 soon, which would be absolutely massive. And it's going to be such an exciting battle for her over this coming quad because she has some real competition coming her way. From Team China, she's got... oh, God, what's her name? You know who I mean? She snatched 128. I'm just blanking her name. Apologies for that. That's not good enough for a news show, but it is what it is. Okay, over now to this guy called Yeon. Yeon, I think. Okay, Joen Vikingsson Sjoblom. Anyway, he's extremely strong, and I'm getting him all over my feed at the moment. I spoke to his coach. His coach said he's waking up at like 112, 113 kilos. So he's not small, he's a big lad. But he just did like a 230 kilo jerk, 170 snatch, 205 clean and jerk. He's looking really, really good. I mean, I think his technique is phenomenal for his body weight and his age. His explosiveness is very good, and he's just somebody to watch. So if you're not following Yeon, either on his page or on the page, Ethalmstad, I think is what it is, on Instagram, then you're missing out. Sticking with the 110s, we've got a few 110s here. King Djuraev Akbar, the Uzbek Olympic champ and silver medalist, 170 kilo block snatch double, and then a 170 kilo deficit snatch double. Obviously the deficit snatch is more impressive. It's just the comfort with which he does it. It's the smoothness. It's like, with him, it's kind of like, pulls the bar off the floor, he puts it overhead, and he stands up. It's not like he throws it overhead and tries to catch it. He just puts it there, lowers it, pull, put, stand. It's just so smooth. I've always loved his technique, particularly in the clean. It's just like, it's the way that he doesn't pull it very high. He doesn't need to. His elbows are under, he just bounces straight out. Gorgeous technique. Always love watching him lift. And in both lifts, he's actually wearing Weightlifting House t-shirts, which is cool. Potentially both of which have been discontinued. So apologies for that. But shout out to him for wearing Weightlifting House. That's really cool. And then we have his sort of, people don't think of him as this, but this guy's going to be the person who pushes him the most in the snatch. Chen Po, Taipei. You'll remember him as a 96. You might remember him as a 102, but at 110, he's getting dangerous. 2 months back, he snatched 195 in competition. That's 2 kilos under Akbar's world record. Crazy. He just hit 5 singles in the same session at 190. I mean, that's the kind of session where if Akbar did it, we'd all be like, oh my goodness, he's going to snatch 205. Like, it's that level. Now, I don't think, Chen Po not going to do that, but 5 singles at that weight, if you did 5 singles at 95%, that would put you 100% at 200 kilos. I mean, I feel like he's going to have a pop at 198, surely. If he's able to at the Asian Championships, I mean, he could go 88, 93, 98, right? I mean, he could totally do that and have a go. So yeah, wow, Chen Po, such an incredible snatcher right now. 2 more athletes at 110. We have Jack Opeloge from Samoa. We mentioned him a few times. He did a 210 kilo clean and jerk, which I know is not like the biggest lift we've ever seen, but I think the strength with which he does it, it's like, it's scrappy, and he pulls it, and he jumps under it, and he has to bounce a little bit, but like, you can just see the way that he pulls it and the way that he stands it up once he's got it in the right place and he decides to come up with it. It's just so remarkable. These Samoans are so strong. They really might be the fastest up-and-coming team in the world right now, I would say. Certainly one of the most exciting. I think it's possible we start seeing more and more international medals from Samoa. I mean, let's see how they do at Oceania Continental Champs. They could win, I think. yeah, I mean, I feel like it. They're just incredible. So shout out to Jack for that 210. Then we have Benjamin Ferré from France, 210 kilo clean jerk also, but this time he did it in competition. It's a massive lift. I think he might have snatched around 165, that kind of mark. I know he's sort of lifting the same weights as Romain Medouchen from France, who's actually in 94, so he's not quite as good, but he's still looking very damn good. 210, made it look smooth, very strong guy, so yeah, good lifting there. And then the final lift before we move to non-IWF weightlifting, I'll explain that. From Brazil, plus 86, Taiane Justino. She just did a 240 kilo back squat. We don't see 240 kilo back squats very often from anybody in weightlifting, and so for her to do it and make it look the way that she did deserves a huge mention. And actually the super heavyweight category at Pan Am's, one of the most exciting. So many athletes. You've got Mary Felix, you've got a bunch of lifters who are totally capable, Mary Tyson Lappin, of 120, 160 plus kind of totals. So all right, finally, non-IWF. So this is because people we're getting closer and closer. People are showing a little bit more interest in the enhanced game. So I'm just going to include some of those athletes at the end of these news shows as an aside if people want to stick around and listen to it, as well as a couple of other weightlifters who aren't in that but aren't competing in the IWF right now. The first is that Arley Mendes just snatched 182 kilos. As per his deal with the enhanced games, he needs to out-snatch the snatch world record, which is currently 178 by Yeison Lopez. Or is it 177? It's 177. So he would need 178, but Yeison Lopez has an opportunity to do more than that at the upcoming Pan Am Champs, so it could change. But Arley just hit 182, and if he does this on the day of the competition, he'll get $250,000. He'll get another $250,000 if he sets the clean and jerk world record, which will be a lot harder to do. He'll need 216 to do it, but it's possible. So a huge payout coming his way. He seems like the most likely to do this. It's worth taking into account at this point that all of these athletes are openly taking performance-enhancing drugs. So to levels that I assume have probably never really been allowed in weightlifting. Not that it's ever been allowed, but we know what happened in the 80s, and there's always been some variation of drug use in weightlifting over the years, in my opinion, to a significantly lesser extent over recent years, as you can tell by the fact that the average performances are just coming down and down and down. Bear that in mind with all of these athletes. So that's Arley. We saw Wes Kitts almost snatch 190, which would have been an 8 kilo personal best. Obviously, he needs to get into the high 90s to get a world record, which I still think is too far off. He's only got like 6 weeks, but you never know. And then maybe the most impressive of them all, I thought, not competing in the enhanced games, is Anton Pliesnoi, originally from Ukraine, then Georgian weightlifter, medalist at the Olympic Games 2020. He did a 180 kilo deficit snatch. Absolutely incredible lifting. He reckons he's probably capable of closer to 190 now. So again, all of these lifts, they're outside of the IWF. You can't really compare them. They're training lifts, they're enhanced lifts. But as fans of the snatch and the clean and jerk, some of you might be interested in these numbers. Anyway, maybe I don't need to caveat all of that quite so heavily every time, but I kind of feel like I do. Anyway, that's the end of this week's episode. Head over to weightliftinghouse.com. The products are chosen by champions. I promise that you will love whatever you pick up there. We've got apparel, we've got accessories, and you can get 10% off your first order if you head over there right now. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you all on another episode of the Weightlifting House News Show.